The guy before me, the 2-hole, he tried to snap him off a curveball, but it missed. So I was thinking he's probably just going to try to sneak one away to get ahead in the count. And sure enough, first pitch, he threw me a fastball that he left over the heart of the plate, and I did not miss it.
Welcome to episode 327 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. Before we get started, just a word of thanks for your patience, as it's about this time of year where we typically start ramping up our writing. Unfortunately, with work commitments and an unexpected sickness that plagued my family in particular, we've been a little slower this week. We appreciate you sticking around and promise we'll have some great stories to share in the days and weeks ahead. Let's get to the news now for another busy week of baseball, and we'll start with a trio of updates from the pros. Dawgs alum Micah McDowell is off to a strong start with the single-A Jupiter Hammerheads. The Miami Marlins prospect's hitting .333 and hit his first professional home run last Thursday against Dunedin.
McDowell swinging at the first pitch, lifts it in the air, deep right field, going back on to Hernandez. He's at the wall, he leaps, and this ball is gone! Micah McDowell just getting it over the wall, past the outstretched glove of Hernandez. Another solo shot for the Hammerheads, and we're tied at 2.
McDowell has driven in 3 runs and also stolen a base in those 3 games. A strong start to the season as well at the plate for fellow Dog Gavin Logan. The Oyen native is hitting .455 with 3 RBI in his first 3 games for the Hillsborough Hops. And Wetaskiwin's Matt Kootenay is on the way up again. The Edmonton Prospects alum and Los Angeles Angels prospect started the year with the single-A Inland Empire 66ers and is now being promoted to the high-A Tri-City Dust Devils. He played a few games in Double-A last season as well and would love to end up back there before too long. Also on the pro baseball scene, a trio of players are taking different routes this summer to take their dreams to the next level. Former Okotoks Dawgs infielder Jarrett Burney is signing with the Washington Wild Things of the Frontier League. Former Metasnap Mavericks catcher Zach Starks posted on Instagram saying that he'll be joining the Santa Rosa Scuba Divers of the Pecos League. And finally, former Lethbridge Bulls hurler Kyle Bloor is heading to the Savannah Bananas, kind of. The former Minnesota Twins free agent signing says he's suiting up with the Banana Ball firefighter squad. Heading over to the U.S. college ranks now, and what a week it was with several highlight reel performances. Here's our usual top 5, starting with Dawgs Academy and Okotoks Dawgs slugger Nash Crowell, who has set the Reinhardt University career home run record with 56. That came just a week after Logan Grant did the same thing with Bellevue. We'll hear from Crowell in just a few minutes. Fellow Dawgs alum Aiden Macris went off with Bellevue University. He hit .429 with 9 hits, including 4 homers, 8 runs scored, and 10 driven in as the Bruins continue their roll. Macris has been named the North Star Athletic Association's Hitter of the Week. In that same division, congrats to Regina's Takeo Cookson, as he's been named the NSAA Pitcher of the Week. He threw a complete Game 3 hitter in Valley City State's 6-0 win over Jamestown. He struck out 9 in the 98-pitch performance and is now 2-2 on the season with a 3.54 ERA in 8 appearances. Also on the bump, AHP Academy alum Cole Huebner continues to shove with Indian Hills. He threw a complete game shutout in a 10-0 win over Des Moines Area Community College, allowing 7 hits and no walks while striking out 10. In the process, he also notched his 100th career strikeout. Huebner was also named an Iowa Community College Athletic Conference Co-Athlete of the Week. And fellow AHP product Emery Cairns had a big weekend as well. He hit 2 homers and drove in 6 as Seward County swept a doubleheader with Colby Community College. He's hitting .278 on the season with 3 home runs and 11 RBI as a freshman. On the CCBC front, kind of a quiet weekend with just a pair of series going on. The University of Calgary Dinos are in a split with the VIU Mariners, while the TRU Wolfpack also split with Victoria Golden Tide. UFV remains atop the standings at 9-3, while PBA is 8-4. TRU rounds out the top 3 at 9-7. This weekend, it's PBA home to TRU, the Dinos host UFV, and the Edmonton Collegiate Hawks host Victoria, meaning all 3 Alberta teams are on home field. Hopefully Mother Nature gives them a little bit of a reprieve. Speaking of the CC, they'll be looking for some volunteers heading into the Canadian College World Series in Lethbridge at Spitz Stadium during May long weekend. They're looking for scorekeepers, 50-50 50 sellers, front gate workers, and more. Email brent@underthelights.ca if you're interested. A couple of commitment announcements from the past couple of weeks. AJ Rogers of Dawgs Academy is committing to San Jose State University. Matthew Mateer of the Parkland Twins is heading to St. Charles Community College. And finally, St. Joe's Academy and Red Deer product Ethan Savage will be traveling to Minnesota North College. A big congratulations to the Central Alberta Sox on claiming the 18U gold at the Big League Experience Icebreaker Tournament in Kamloops this past weekend, where they went 4-1. A shout out to Fort McMurray's Andy Walsh, who took part in the 2025 Trailblazer Series in Vero Beach, Florida at the Jackie Robinson Complex. Walsh was one of 5 Canadians suiting up in the series. Some cool news from Baseball Canada as the junior national team will be taking part in a series against 3 MLB Draft League teams June 10th to 15th. It'll be a great way to showcase some of the upcoming talent on that Canadian roster about a month before the MLB draft. Now on to this week's guests, and we'll start with the new home run king at Reinhardt University. Nash Crowell hit his 56th career homer with the Eagles to get past fellow Dawgs alum Tucker Zadunik for tops all time. It's been quite the journey for Crowell, who we spoke with last season after he hit a walk-off homer less than a week after he was hit in the face with a fastball. This time, he's going viral for all the right reasons and is now turning his attention to winning more games when it matters most. Nash, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Well, congratulations first off. Nash Crowell, home run king of Reinhardt. How does that sound?
I mean, it's got a pretty good ring to it. I mean, it was Tucker's for a little bit there, but happy to take it from that guy.
We'll get into the Tucker situation in a second, but I'm also curious. I did ask this off the record as well. How have the notifications on your phone been after the last probably week of just nonstop go, go, go for that poor cell phone?
I mean, it was getting flooded in just from past teammates and current teammates. Everyone congratulating you. It's pretty cool just how linked everyone is and everyone supporting each other's success. It's really fun to see, and I was really fortunate to get those messages.
A lot better than trending because of being hit in the face, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was under better circumstances for sure. It felt a lot better.
I can only imagine. Hey, take us back to the beginning of the season. Was this something that was even on your radar going in?
Yeah, I mean, me and Tucker had talked about it because we knew he had the record and how many he had and how many I had before going into the year. And he was like, man, you're going to break that by March. I'm like, I'm not holding on to the record for too long. So.
Mm-hmm. So as you start racking up more home runs and the season progresses, when does the thought actually cross your mind that, hey, this is actually going to happen?
I mean, it's not really a thought that crosses your mind throughout the season. You're just kind of playing ball. And then, I mean, we're just playing a weekend series. It was my first at bat of the weekend. I put one out and they announced it over the speaker. Like, I didn't even know I needed one more to do it. It's just something that happens when you're not thinking about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So clearly not feeling much in the way of pressure or anything to get it done, or like, you know how hockey is where it's like, oh, they're gripping the stick too tight. Like, there was none of that by the sounds of it.
No, I mean, when you're trying to hit home runs, it doesn't usually work out for you. So I was just trying to hit the ball hard and got the right launch underneath it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So take us through that at-bat for a moment. Do you remember it pretty vividly, or is it one where it's just like, hey, I got a hold of one and bang, out she goes?
Yeah, I remember it was my first debut of the weekend. Like I said, Friday, they had the Friday night guy out there, and I'm looking at the scouting report, and they're saying he's a pretty heavy fastball guy, but he can mix in a curveball for a first pitch. And I'm sitting there, and the guy before me, the 2-hole, he tried to snap him off a curveball, but it missed. So I was thinking he's probably just going to try to sneak one away to get ahead in the count. And sure enough, first pitch, he threw me a fastball that he left over the heart of the plate, and I did not miss it.
So you said that you weren't totally certain on the numbers and whether you were at the record, or did you know as you're rounding the bases that, hey, this one's mine now?
No, I didn't know until they announced it when we were running out there for defense. I'm usually just looking at the dugout, trying to get the boys hyped up after I hit one. And, I mean, records are cool, but in the moment, I was just trying to win a ball game. Well,
that's just it, especially when, you know, it's after the bottom of the first, so you've got more important business to take care of, I'm sure. But is there a little bit of celebration maybe in between innings, or at least a tip of the cap kind of thing as the game's going on?
I mean, there's congratulations from the guys, a couple handshakes, a couple hugs, but don't really want to take away from what we had going on. And that was, I mean, like I said, winning the game, that we still had a lot of game left in it. So,
And you guys did end up getting that victory. After the dust settles, you shake hands at the end, you get back into the clubhouse. Who's the first person you're calling after the game?
Oh, it's usually my dad. We always talk ball, and I didn't know if he knew that was the one or not. So,
what did he have to say?
I mean, he thought it was cool, but he was like, there's still more to hit. There's still games to be played. Keep doing it.
I love it. We've talked a little bit about Tucker, and talk about what he had to say to you after finally getting that record.
I mean, it's just a congratulations. I've known that guy for a few years now, and I mean, that's what we were both doing. We were playing together, batting right beside each other in the lineup. We're hitting home runs, and I mean, he knew I was gonna take the record. It was just a matter of time, I feel like, and there wasn't any bitterness. Like, it's all love. It's all love.
How cool was it to take it from a guy that you do know, right? Like, it's one thing to do it if say, for example, it's a guy that did it in the 70s or 80s, but here's a guy that did it, a season ago kind of thing, and you've known him for quite some time now.
It's cool. I think it means more to do it instead of just some guy that did it 50 years ago. He's older than I am. A lot of respect for Tucker, and he was a leader on our team. Every year he was at Reinhardt. And so to be able to take that and surpass him on the leaderboard for home runs, makes you feel good.
For sure. Interestingly enough, a week earlier, another teammate of yours at Dawgs, a teammate of yours at Bismarck, and a teammate with you in the WCBL as well, Logan Grant, did it at Bellevue. How cool is it to have that, within a week of each other, to be able to share in that knowledge of, hey, you're both home run kings?
I mean, it's pretty cool. He broke it. I sent him a congrats, man, that's awesome text. And then, 5 days later, he's sending me the same one. And, just like Tuck, I've known Logan forever. And he's a guy that we battle with home runs. Like, we're not even at the same school, but before last year's season started, we bet each other $10 who would hit more home runs throughout the season. And I got him last year, but he's leading me now. So I got to try to catch up.
The games within the games. I love it. So where do you go from here, Nash? I mean, do you have any other records in mind, or is it just like, let's get on with the season and let's work towards a playoff run?
No records in my mind right now that I can think of. I'm just trying to get into the playoffs, get back at the World Series, and finish the job that we left there last year.
Let's talk about the team that you've assembled for this second season here. You guys are on a good run season-wise. How focused are you on winning some hardware, and how good of a shot do you think you guys have?
I think we got a great shot. I mean, we got a great pitching staff this year. They're leaving us in ball games pretty much every time we're on the field. I mean, we got a shot every game. We got some good guys, some new guys. We lost pretty much our whole starting lineup from last year, and I think we did a good job filling those holes. I mean, it's just going to come down to how bad we want it, really. If we can get the big hits and the big moments and execute and make the routine plays, if we can just play some clean baseball, I think we're gonna play for a while.
Are those some of the lessons that you maybe learned from last year? And you kind of mentioned leaving something on the table. Now you can kind of take some of those lessons and bring them ahead to 2025 here?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about last year's success and what it took to get there. And I mean, you got to be good to get lucky. So we just got to put ourselves in the right positions to have those moments go our way and not take those things for granted. And last year, like I said, we lost a lot of guys. We had a lot of old guys. This year we got some younger guys that are trying to fill those spots, and it's just trying to get them mentally and physically prepared for those moments so that when they happen, those big situations happen, they're ready to succeed.
Absolutely. Final question for you here, Nash. What would it mean to you to be a College World Series champion?
I mean, senior year, I think that's the best way to go out. That's how I want to do it. We're working hard every day to put ourselves in the best spot to make that happen. I mean, I'll be over the moon excited. I'll be at the bottom of that dog pile right away.
And on top as well, and no short course as well, knowing how excitable of a character you are, Nash. Well, again, congratulations on the home run record. Congratulations on all the success this season. Congrats on best of luck going forward here with Reinhardt and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We head to the CCBC now for a chat with Prairie Baseball Academy infielder Nate Garth. The Calgary native is having a great start to the season, hitting .390 with 6 RBI in 11 games for an offense that is always going. The Calgary Cubs product is enjoying life in a smaller city and hopes to help get PBA back to the promised land. Nate, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
It's great to be here.
Another season of CCBC baseball is underway. You're off to a flying start on a personal level. The numbers kind of speak for themselves. I won't make you regurgitate them, but how are you feeling about your season so far?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like it's definitely been kind of crazy. Like, you know, being a freshman and like just trying to do my role as best as possible. And I definitely just am taking it game by game, but it's definitely nice to be off to a good start like this.
Absolutely. How's that transition been? You're a Calgary born and raised. Going to a smaller city is one thing, but obviously going there and playing ball regularly has got to be an interesting transition in and of itself as well.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big transition from, you know, being on your own, not with your parents, doing a lot of the stuff that you don't want to do, like groceries and that sort of thing. But it's definitely been a very good experience so far, and I'm really liking Lethbridge, and it's just been great.
Fantastic. Heading into the season, did you have any expectations or goals of yourself heading in?
Not really. I just wanted to kind of just help my team out, do the best I could, and I really didn't have anything that I was set on. I came here to play baseball, kind of want to go further with it, so I knew this was a good place to come, and definitely wanted to come play in the CC. I know it's a good ball here, so it wasn't really a big goal here or anything. I just knew it was a good school to come to and a good program, and that's about it.
Very cool. PBA is, of course, known as being a powerhouse every year. They've always got a target on their back in a sense, but they haven't won one in a while. So looking at this team, what makes you think that this is the one that's going to crack that goose egg that's been looming over its head for the last few years here?
I think, honestly, the relationships right now and just the team dynamic. Like, I know in teams before, kind of guys haven't really bonded together a whole bunch, and there's been kind of like that type of a team. Mm-hmm. But this year, just everyone's very close. It just feels like you're out there playing with just friends you've known for years, and you just met these guys. But it's been really good that way, and I think the coaching as well has just been great, obviously for years. But I think it's just going to be a good year this year.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of coaching, I've known Hubs for a long time. Give me the insider scoop from someone who's, I'll call it, relatively new to the mindset of Coach Hubs and the coaching staff as a whole at PBA. What's it like coming in as a freshman and learning the ropes of the CC through those guys?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely been very good to come in and play for those guys because, you know, Hub's been very good to all of us, and he's a bit of a scary guy, but once you get to know him, he's there, and he's there for you, to be honest. Like, mm-hmm. You know, everything he gets you to do, you know, it's for your good. And, you know, it's been great coming into the CC and playing under those coaches.
And obviously he's a big teddy bear at the end of the day too. Like, he cares so much mm-hmm. about the players and the program, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like at the start, it was hard to get a read on just kind of him and the coaches, and but now it's just, you know, exactly that they're here to make, or that they love every single one of us, and they're here for us, to be honest. Like,
looking ahead here, and obviously you've still got a few weeks left in the season. What are you guys looking to build on, or what kinds of things are you working on to make sure that you're hitting your stride heading into that May long weekend?
Yeah, well, we just had a bye week, and I know a couple of guys were hurting, so that was really good to get a little bit of recovery, and the coaches definitely knew that. So we were taking practices kind of light, but still doing a lot of good work. And I think that's kind of what we needed to really just build off of what we've been already kind of using. Mm-hmm. And it's been good. It's been a good season so far.
Absolutely. When you look at what's been going well for yourself, how much of your season is sort of being a sponge, right? As a freshman, you're learning on the fly of how intense a season the short season can be, but also how kind of weirdly long it can be as well. How much are you learning on the fly here?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot. Like high school baseball has been, it's kind of easy on its own. Practices are a lot lighter, not as much, and games are a lot easier. And coming in here, definitely the sophomores are a great tool to be able to kind of talk to and learn a lot from. Like I've definitely learned a lot about the game and just how to play the game through the coaches, one, but also from the players that are older, and just talking baseball and talking swings and defense wise. And it's been great to be able to come here and really learn a lot.
That's great to hear. What would it mean to you to take home a CCBC championship in your first season with PBA?
I think that would be honestly everything, especially with this group of guys. Like I know I've had teams in the past where we're close, but this team is so close together with everyone, and I feel like winning it with these boys would just be awesome. And I know it would be huge for the coaching staff, as they definitely want one soon here, as it hasn't happened in a little bit, but they would just be awesome to win it with this squad right now.
Mm-hmm. Let's get in your baseball past here a little bit. You're originally from Calgary, born and raised, Nate. How did you get into baseball in the first place?
I got into baseball. I always played hockey throughout my childhood, and then I remember I would always play different kind of sports growing up, like lacrosse and soccer through the off seasons. And then I remember my dad signed me up for baseball just in the spring, just to see if I liked it or just try it out. And then I remember just from like the first games, I really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun playing it. And then after a little bit, I kind of realized that I needed to kind of pick between a sport if I wanted to go anywhere with it. And I just chose baseball at probably around 13 years old. And then it's been baseball year round for me ever since.
Very cool. Whose poster was up on the wall when you were growing up?
Honestly, probably like Mike Trout. I really like just his swing and play style, or actually from a younger age, Anthony Rizzo, first baseman as well. And I really liked watching the Cubs. I'm a Cubs fan, so always love watching Rizzo.
Those are a couple of good ones for sure. You mentioned that when you had to make that choice. Was it difficult to make that choice? Because like everybody knows, Alberta and Canada are kind of hockey centric, right? So was it difficult to make that choice, or you're like, no, this is clearly where I got to go?
It was a little bit difficult, but honestly, I was kind of falling out of love with hockey a bit, and baseball was kind of that newer thing to me at the time, and I was a lot better at baseball than hockey at the time as well. So I just kind of wanted to move on and focus on baseball, and it felt just kind of almost like a relief to just be able to focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm. You're a product of the Calgary Cubs, if memory serves me correct. You're also the product of the Jamie Mitchell Elite Baseball Program. Looking back on those two experiences, what do they mean to you in your development, not just as a ball player, but obviously as a human being as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like the Cubs have always been loyal to me, and I loved playing for them. It was kind of a smaller organization in Calgary, but I just love the coaches there. Like Jamie Mitchell has been my coach since I was probably 14 years old, and he's taught me a lot of stuff. And I remember I did his winter program jam elite, and it was great because I just kind of was a guy who liked playing baseball, was kind of just naturally kind of raw at playing. Mm-hmm. And then just him being able to develop guys and kind of keep it fun was great for me. And he definitely taught me a lot. And he was also a PBA guy, so he was actually the guy who told me about PBA and took me and a couple guys on a visit here, and that's really what made me want to come here. And he's definitely been a great guy to be able to talk on the phone with about honestly anything.
That's awesome. Looking back on the young career to this point, any favorite memories or moments where you had to take that step back and go, man, I can't believe I get to do this?
I think it was probably, I got invited to a U16 Team Alberta showcase, and I just remember being on the bus without my parents and stuff and going out there by myself and kind of just looking around in Kamloops, just thinking like this could go somewhere. And that was kind of a pretty fun thing.
Mm-hmm. And here you are at PBA already. Conversely, we all know baseball is a game of failure. So looking back on the young career, what's been the biggest hurdle or challenge you've had to overcome?
Definitely, actually this summer, I was in my last year of high school baseball, and I actually ended up breaking my hamate bone. Ooh. And I went through 3 different medical exams, and they finally used a bone scan to be able to find out that it was broken. And I played most of the season with it completely broken. And then I had to wait pretty much all summer to get surgery for it. And I got surgery a week before I left to come to PBA, actually. And that was definitely a big hurdle because I came here, didn't know a whole lot of guys, didn't know the coaching as much, but they were also very supportive about it. And I just remember, like, for a whole month here, I wasn't able to do any baseball. That was my first impression to everyone, just kind of not being able to play and just doing conditioning every day and coming to watch the games. And that was definitely a very big struggle for me because I just wanted to play so bad and kind of show what I could do almost.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. A few fun ones here before we let you go, Nate. First off, when you're at the ballpark as a fan, what's your go-to food in the concessions?
Oh, I'd definitely go with probably the nachos.
Nachos. Do you have any, like, are you a guac guy, a salsa guy, or is it just straight up cheese?
I think salsa and cheese is probably the best.
I couldn't agree more. When you get your walk-up tune of choice, what are you listening to?
Right now, mine is the Chase Me by the Confunction.
Okay, a little off the radar. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, a little off the radar, but a couple of my friends were talking to me, and I played it for them, and they kind of liked it, so thought about using that, keep it light and fun.
Just go with the flow. I like that one. And finally, what's a favorite ballpark that you've ever played in?
I don't really know. Like, I haven't played at too many crazy ones, but I feel like Lloyd Nolan Yard is definitely like just a really nice ball field to play at. Like, just Hub keeps that field super nice, and lips are always good, and I don't know, he always keeps it perfect.
He's a mad scientist at the ballpark, I tell you. Like, he's just always on the go. I got to give a ton of credit to Hubs, that's for sure. A couple of standard ones we do to end off the show here, Nate. First off, let's say you're back home in Calgary, or maybe you're talking to those JV guys with PBA, and they're looking to get to where you're at now. What's that go-to piece of advice, those words of wisdom that you'd like to impart upon them?
I think just always just be yourself and don't try and force anything, because the second you try and force any results in baseball, especially, it's not really going to happen. And I think failure is a big key to come over and you just got to keep going.
Absolutely. And the final one, what does the game of baseball mean to you?
Oh man, it means pretty much everything. I always think about it like if I wasn't playing baseball, I have no clue what I'd be doing. But it's definitely a fun sport to be doing, and also just a huge part of my life.
Get to meet so many people along the road, just like we get to meet you, Nate. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point in your young baseball career. Continued success at PBA and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll wrap things up this week with another get-to-know stop with a Saskatchewan native who spent his high school days in Alberta with Dawgs Academy. Central Arizona College hurler and Saskatoon native Adam Beamin is 3-0 on the season with a 3.79 ERA in 6 appearances. He's also struck out 19 in 19 innings of work for the perennial powerhouse, and he's hoping he'll be next in line to go on to bigger and better things in the baseball world. Adam, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Freshman season at Central Arizona College. The numbers kind of speak for themselves, but how are you feeling about the season so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, like I've worked my butt off ever since getting on campus, and you know, like it's all kind of started to pay off. I was lucky enough to be able to start three games and have a quick spot start in one of them, and you know, like my coaches believe in me and everything. So it makes it real easy to just go out there and perform.
You talk about the work aspect of things. What are you working on this season and during this spring to make sure that you're putting yourself in a good position to be at the best you can be when you're called upon?
Definitely in the spring, just staying healthy for sure. Like if I have to take down some sets in my workouts or make it a little bit easier, especially as we get later into the season, I'm definitely going to do that, and just trying to stay consistent. Like honestly, I'm not too worried about my stats. I'm just trying to put our team in the best chance to win, like the best chance to win. And if that means me coming in and for even 2 batters, that's my job, and I'm gonna do that to the best of my abilities.
You've been doing it fairly well to this point. What's been working for you in those appearances that you've made?
I would say just my mental prep and the consistency of my everything throughout the week. If I were to start on Friday or Saturday, and the preparation starts right after that game. It's what I eat, how I stretch, how I take care of my body, my catch play throughout the week, and really just making sure I'm mentally ready to go and I'm present with each pitch.
I'm always curious about the guys who are freshmen or redshirt freshmen. In your case, how's that transition been going from high school in Okotoks to a big college like Central Arizona?
Yeah, you know, I'd signed here at Central Arizona pretty late, and I was lucky enough that the coaching staff had wanted to pick me up later. And, you know, I just came into the fall last year in 2023, just hoping that I could compete and do my job, and hopefully coaches like what they saw. And, you know, they did like what they saw of me, and I did too. We had chose the redshirt path just to help develop my velocity a little bit. And, you know, that went really well. But even that redshirt year was the best year I think I've ever had of my baseball career development wise. I mean, I had all the time in the world just to focus in on mechanics and pitch design with our pitching coach. And it really helped me get prepared to be dominant this spring.
How much of that redshirt season did you spend just soaking in everything? They are always known in Central Arizona for good pitching staff. So even just being a sponge and learning from those older guys who are going on to bigger and better things as well.
Yeah, I mean, I asked as many questions as I could. There's another Canadian pitcher. He played in Canada and all that, and you know, we talked quite a bit. And I wanted to learn everything, and I definitely was grateful every time I got to go on the field and look at the field and just understand how I got here and all the work I put in to get here. It's a pretty cool feeling. And yeah, you kind of look up to those older guys that are going on to getting drafted or going to Power 5 NCAA school, and just kind of see what they do, pick their brains, how they might prepare or throw pitches or kind of do all that. But
You're at a school that has a pretty long track record of winning as well. So do you feel any pressure in that regard to make sure that you're bringing your A game?
No, not at all. I mean, I think for me, the pressure of my life was, when I had quit hockey after getting drafted in the WHL, it was being a baseball player and making people not think that, why did he quit hockey? I think if anything, I maybe put a little bit of pressure on myself there, but now I'm happy to be here. Our coaches are great and they just want us to succeed and they give us the tools to succeed for sure.
And you've been succeeding to that point. I'm curious, what's the vibe in the clubhouse like as you get closer and closer to yet another playoff run?
Definitely gets more exciting for sure. Maybe at times a little tense, but no, very exciting. We're really glued together group and we all want it just as bad as everyone else. And we're willing to do anything to win that national championship for the school and for us. So we got, I think, about 9 more conference games left, and we got to make the rest count for sure.
Absolutely. On a personal note, how do you gauge success away from the championship stuff? What do you want to be? Where do you want to be as you head closer and closer to the summer? And obviously you've said that you're going to be heading back home to play with the Berries, but what do you want? What do you see as success coming out of the spring season?
I can see success definitely with the team. Like we, especially since the start of the fall, we've worked hard again just to keep getting better. And we have definitely gotten better every single week we're playing baseball. So that's a huge success. But I also think a success I could see out of myself was my leadership skills definitely grew. And I think that has a big aspect in how some of us are doing for sure.
Absolutely. Let's get into your baseball past here a little bit. Adam, you're originally from Saskatoon. How'd you get into baseball in the first place?
You just had always play. I just had played it since I was about 11 or 9 even. My mom played softball, baseball, and all that back when she was growing up too. So it was just kind of expected. I'd play hockey and baseball, and I had to face a decision if I wanted to continue hockey or continue baseball. And my brother, he had picked hockey, and I was like, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to pick baseball, and I'm very, very happy with that decision. Do not regret it at all.
You've alluded to it a couple of times now. You're one of the very few guests I've had on this show that can claim they have a elite prospects page, but you're actually, as mentioned, a draft pick of the Hurricanes. How tough was it for you making that jump from hockey to baseball?
Definitely wasn't that easy. Sometimes I beat myself up even to this day. I'm not seeing all the gains I want to see, whether it's on the field or mentally, the mental part of baseball. But at the end of the day, I got to always remind myself, this is only my fourth year of just baseball and all year round baseball. So sometimes I see these Arizona kids throwing 98 miles an hour. And I just got to remember they've been doing this since they were 8. So just remember my story and not compare myself to others for sure.
Absolutely. When did it turn for you though? Like what was that moment or the defining moment, the TSN turning point where you're like, you know what, this is the game I actually want to chase?
I think it was during COVID. I played midget AAA hockey, and it was just a crazy season with only 7 games, and I just kind of fell in love with the game, and I had always looked forward to and loved baseball season, the hot weather, and I think it was just that COVID year of hockey honestly changed my mind a little bit for sure.
And you end up taking off from Saskatoon to join Dawgs Academy in the process. You're originally from Calgary, spent the first 6 years there before you moved to Saskatoon with the fam. What did that Dawgs Academy program mean to you? Not just the baseball sense, but the human being aspect as well.
It means everything to me. I'm super grateful that I was able to go there, and at the end of the day, they're like a family. We spend every single day together for the whole day. And I lived with guys, and they're all brothers to me. Those coaches that I had, I still talk to this day, every other week or so. And I'll always talk to them. And at some point in the next 10 years or so, I want to be able to donate some money, help upgrade their facilities just for everything they've done for me throughout the academy and even up till now.
That's amazing. When you think about the journey to Central Arizona, the first name that pops to my head is Tugboat. But I know that there's been others who've made the trek down there. How integral was that kind of A, access, but B, just the knowledge that your coaching staff were able to provide for you, so you knew you were making that right decision going to Central Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, definitely helped. My pitching coach in Okotoks too, Jeff Duda, he had played here back in the day too, and I just couldn't hear anything other than great things about how they develop hitters and how the conference we play in is one of the toughest conferences in the country and just a great spot to be. So I was really only focused on what's going to develop me to help me get to the next level and help us win a national championship.
Mm-hmm. Looking back on the young journey to this point, do you have a favorite memory or moment that stands out to you where you're like, man, I can't believe I got to do this?
It might not seem that big actually, but I'd say winning bronze at Canada Games with Team Saskatchewan. That was a really fun team, and the year before it was supposed to be Canada Games, but it got canceled due to COVID. So lucky enough, it hit the 2005 age group, and I think that was just a chance for me to play baseball with all my buddies I grew up playing with again after being in Okotoks, and it was just a really, really fun week of baseball and a surreal moment to be able to win bronze at nationals with the guys I grew up with.
That sounds fantastic. I assume another highlight has to be suiting up with the new Saskatoon Berries in 2024. You didn't grow up with a team in town, or you did for a little bit with the Yellow Jackets maybe. What was that like getting to suit up in the purple and blue of the new Berries team?
That was awesome. That I always tell my buddies here, I wish they could experience the amount of fun I had at summer ball like I did with the Berries. One, being at home was awesome, and two, just the atmosphere they created and bringing baseball back to Saskatoon a bit, honestly. So, around and buying our jerseys and all that it's a really cool feeling, being able to connect with the fans for sure. But I love the Berries. It was the most fun summer I've had in a while, and it was fun that they got most of the Saskatoon kids back, and we made a real good run for the championship, and I think we might be able to do it this year, so that'd be good.
Well, I was going to say, the cool part about that team is there's a real strong community connection to it. I was talking to Carter Beck about it last season, and just the idea of providing an avenue for those young kids from Saskatoon and area to go, hey, I can dream for bigger too. Did you notice that as well as, hey, like I can have an influence on the game at a much bigger level when these kids are showing up to our games too?
Yeah, 100%. I think it also puts it into the aspect of Saskatchewan is just not a hockey province, and like Saskatoon, we can play some baseball too. So I think the numbers of minor baseball in Saskatoon are definitely growing, and I think a lot of that might have to do with some of the Berries and kind of the camps they've been putting on and just the promotions they've been doing.
Mm-hmm. How excited are you for this summer? As much as you don't want to look past this spring, but I assume there's probably a little bit of excitement of some home cooking and some ball down at Cairns Field again.
Yeah, no, definitely pumped for sure. Me and my buddies are texting back and forth, just excited to get back to it, and just have fun. Like summer ball it's just about the fun. You get a little break of championships and seasons and all that, and you just get to have fun with your boys again. And yeah, we're very pumped, but definitely gotta stay focused on the next few weeks here, and then we'll really transition to that for summer.
For sure. Couple more for you here. We've talked a lot about the highlights. I'd be remiss about talking about the failures as well. Baseball's a game of failures. So what's that one obstacle or that hurdle you've had to overcome over your career that you're super proud of yourself for being able to rise above?
I'd say definitely the mental part of the game. It'll eat you up for sure. And I've had plenty of problems, or I shouldn't say problems, but times where I didn't do great. And the hardest part is just flushing it and just moving on to the next day, and learning from it. So in high school, I had torn my rotator cuff senior year, And that I think that was a big test for me, and it really made me I honestly loved baseball more after, because I looked forward to pitching every day or whenever I'd go out there and I was much more grateful for it. And even up to this day, I'm very grateful for my health and not having to sit on the sidelines.
For sure. Speaking of those kids that you see in Saskatoon, or maybe they're watching you at Central, what's that one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you like to impart upon them, especially if they're starting out on their baseball journeys and they're wanting to one day end up in your very same footsteps?
It's a game at the end of the day. Just like it's a kid's game, just have fun. And my head coach, Sean Cashman, puts it a good way. When we're playing wiffle ball in the backyard, we're not thinking about how pretty we look or how our mechanics look. We're just trying to hit the ball and get the job done. So a lot of the time is just not overanalyzing everything. Just have fun, and what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. So
it's a great piece of advice. And the final question we ask everybody here on the show, Adam, what does the game of baseball mean to you?
It means everything, honestly. It's to be able to play baseball is definitely a privilege. I just think it gives me an opportunity to be able to live in the States and pursue my dreams and be able to repay my mom and everything she's done for me. And it keeps life fun for sure. I can't imagine not playing baseball. I don't honestly know what I would do besides work out, and that wouldn't be very fun just doing that. So
absolutely. Well, Adam, really appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success in Central Arizona, in Saskatoon and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks again to Nash Crowell, Nate Garth, and Adam Beamin for joining us this week. And thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you like this or any other episode, make sure to leave us a rating and review on your app. Those actions, of course, help spread the word about ADS. A tip of the cap, as always, to our platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dawgs, Under the Light Sports and Entertainment, and the Western Canadian Baseball League for their generosity in helping us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our tremendous teammates, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.